What's up, guys? Beautiful day. It's like, I don't know, 40. Feels pretty good outside. I got a C4 in today. LT1 Auto 95. Pretty stock. Other than, I think, some powder coated wheels. Super clean car. He is the winner of the giveaway, I think a couple months ago, over the summer. So we're gonna go ahead and tune it. Got the leather. This thing is super clean. Oh goodness! I always love the interiors of these cars. Absolute one of my favorite interiors of the cars. Got all the cool stuff, kind of driver directed. No, he's already got the OBD2 port pulled down, so that's cool. They're all hidden on these, so with these cars though, you definitely sit in them, like in them. But man, it's Corvette, so super cool car. All right, so as usual, I am going to start by downloading the tuning that's already on it, see what's up with it. I'm pretty sure this thing has just a bone stock tune in it, and we'll go from there. I think this is a 16 pin. I've got a before they went out of business, I have a Motes ALDL Extreme, and I've got both the cables, the 16 and the 12 pin. So it's a shame they went out of business, but you know, I understand. There's really not a lot of people messing with them anymore, you know. You know, business either slows down or they get tired of dealing with people. You know, you know what? I understand. So it happens. Let me get this hooked up. Let's get EE hack going, flash hack, Tuner Pro, and then we'll start tuning this thing. Key on, engine off. We're gonna go ahead and open up flash hack. Where you at? Right there. Boom. And then if you've opened up flash hack for the first time, you're gonna run across this screen. Choose that top option where it says EE flash. Boom. And then we're gonna read the calibration. Entering program mode. You'll see it kind of think for a minute. And then when you start seeing this, it is reading. You'll hear the fans kick on and off, so that means it's just in programming mode, flash mode, whatever you want to call it. But it'll read the T side and the E side, so transmission and engine side. And then it'll prompt you to name it and save it in a location. I always put the customer's name, the year, what's done to it, blah blah blah. And I always save an as found just in case I need to go back and see what messed up or something, didn't like something. You can always go back to it. Not a big deal. But you will see it just going all the way down. And then I'm not going to bore you with this, but just leave it alone, let it do its thing. And then I'm going to get back to you when it's almost done. So you can see the progress bar at the bottom. It's almost done. Like I said, it'll do it for both. It'll go to the T side, and it'll start over on the purple again, and it'll start going to E side. And then it's almost done here. It'll prompt you right here. Boom. And then it'll pop up. And then all you have to do is pick a file location. So I'm going to put this one in my 95 bins, and then name it 95-bit. Doing this one-handed. Stock-ish. And then his name is Shane. So we're going to open up Tuner Pro here. And it always opens up the last stuff you did. So that was the last customer I did right there. It's going to open up that one. And immediately I always change it. Oh, I'll close it out on accident. Immediately I always change it to V1.0, save as. and then I start from there. Just in case I accidentally hit the save button, and believe me, I've done it before. So we're gonna see what this thing is. I always start off with fans. Yes, it's bone stock. So let's see what the spark table looks like. It's probably, I think this thing's bone stock. Yeah, it has never been touched. Yeah, that's a stock table. So let's go in here, change a couple things around, turn some stuff on and off, blah blah blah. Make it shift a little firmer. Before I even actually mess with the transmission settings, I'm going to drive it first and see what it feels like, because I don't really like doing a lot of that stuff. I always lower this too, just in case you hammer it with the AC on and stuff. But yeah, let's go in here and change some stuff, turn some stuff off, all that cool tuner stuff, and then we'll look at the tuning on this thing. All right, we got it all sorted out. Go back over to Flash Hack, click Load Bin, find your bin file. You'll see it loaded right here. It'll have the name of it. Key on, engine off. Make sure EE Hack isn't open either, because it'll cause conflicts with it. So it'll think that it's hooked or whatever. So just make sure it's just exited out. Click right calibration. Once you got it loaded, it's reconnecting. It's connected successfully. Uploading the kernel, uploading the subroutines, entering programming mode, erase in progress, and now it's loading and flashing. It'll take, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, somewhere around there. Kind of depends. And then you can start it immediately after this. You don't have to exit anything out, but make sure it is done flashing. But it'll prompt you. It'll tell you it's complete. I've never really had a problem out of this program. Sometimes when I first open it and try to read or write something, it'll give me like error messages and stuff. Just exit the program and then retry it. If it still does it, just restart your computer and then retry it again. It should work. It's sometimes buggy, but man, this program right here is excellent. I've never bricked a PCM with it. I've always had excellent luck with it. It is an excellent product, excellent tool. I applaud the guy who made it. I love it. It's a great program. It's the same thing with EE Hack. Excellent program. No, it does not do everything that Scan 9495 does, but both of them have their place in the LT1 world. Both of them do certain things that I love, and it's great to have options. So I just use EE Hack mainly for data logging. Sometimes you can use Scan 9495 for like ABS codes, things like that. Excellent program. Anyway, I'm gonna let this thing flash real quick. I'm gonna fire it up, go for a ride, see what the fuel trims are, see how the transmission feels. I haven't touched any transmission stuff, and then we'll go from there. We'll keep on dialing this thing in. It shouldn't really take too long, but I figured this would be a fun video to make, especially with a LT1 C4. Alright, got it running, got it flashed. Let's start with EE Hack. Double click on it. I've already got it set up. And all you gotta do is click connect. Top left hand corner right there, connecting. Connecting. Sometimes this will give you a thing too. So we got a fan fault. He did say that the fans are wired to come on all the time. I'm not gonna touch it, but I programmed it in the PCM to come on earlier so he can deal with it later. So one thing I want to point out on EE Hack, I have a lot of questions about, hey, why is my math red? All right, look, it's reading about 6.7 grams a second. Okay, so at idle, don't worry about it, all right? If it's 1 gram per second per liter of your engine size, so this is a 5.7 liter, if it's reading above 5.76 at idle, it's totally fine. I have no clue why it's red, but when you give it gas, it goes away. I wouldn't worry about it, all right? Things to do worry about, if the knock count, not the count, the retard right there, that one on the top right, if it goes red, worry. the coolant temp, it goes red. Worry. Things of that nature. But we're gonna go ahead and drive this thing around. Again, I don't think I'm gonna have a lot of trouble out of this thing, but I'm gonna set the camera up on the windshield here. I found my suction cup mount finally, and then we're gonna go drive this thing around. All right, so we're driving along. Everything's going good. I don't want to touch base on these cars. They get a lot of bad rap about, I don't know, I guess the LT1 engine, you know, like people, like, they love the dog on the LT1 engine. Yeah, you know, it's a, look, it's an aluminum headed small block Chevy with a radical ignition. That's all it is. There's really nothing special about it. They were 205 to 315 or 10 horsepower, something like that, from the factory, depending on what trim you got. You know, that's including the LT4. I think what the LT4 was 330, maybe. I don't know. But they all got the same OptiSpark ignition. They all had the same bad rap about, oh, they'll just leave you on the side of the road. Oh, that damn Opti. Oh, you ever changed an Opti on one? Yeah, I have. They're not that bad. It's pretty easy, man. If you can change a water pump out, you can change an Opti out. They're not that hard. The absolute hardest part about one is taking the balancer off. That's about it. But if you're not an idiot, you can actually get it done. Not that hard. My recommendation for an OptiSpark for brand-wise, go to your local parts store and get one that has a lifetime warranty. Seriously, just do that. Don't buy Petrus. That's $400 or $500 or $800, wherever their stupid kit is. It's just a reboxed Amazon unit. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't think there's a lot of companies in China making them distributors for LT1s. So maybe one or two, and they might have a different color, but they're all the same junk underneath. They're all the same Chinese junk. So just go buy you one with a lifetime warranty where they have one in stock. If it leaves you on the side of the road, you warrant your car immediately. You don't have to deal with anybody hassling you about a warranty. You just have a parts store guy, like, hey, what happened to it? Oh, it gave out. Cool, here's another one. I don't want to deal with anything. I don't want to send one into, you know, whoever's selling one, like Sac City Corvette or Petrus, and they're like, oh, I gotta fight them, you know, like, oh, look, it looks like I got a little coolant on there. Man, I can dump coolant all over a lifetime one from Advanced Auto Parts. It goes out the next week. They're gonna give me a new one. I know they will. Never had a problem out of warranting something out that was local. I highly recommend that. And yeah, it's gonna go out again. Yes, it's gonna go out again. Okay, that's just the nature of the beast. While you're in there, replace the timing cover seals, check everything out. You know, make sure you get a good crank seal on there and a good OptiSpark seal and a good water pump seal. Good to go. If the timing cover itself's not leaking, don't touch it. It's all right. Make sure the bolts are kind of just snug. You're good to go. Because you're gonna drop the pan to take that thing off a little good, and then to replace the entire gasket around the timing cover. So it could be a chore. Whatever, let's window it. But yeah, just buy you a lifetime warranty one. Just get good at changing them out. I can have one changed out on an F-body in about an hour, hour and a half, like if I'm just taking my time. Pull it up on ramps, drain the coolant, take the fans out, pull the hub, and then take the water pump out, and then your OptiSpark's right there. It's not that bad. To test it out, install it. Don't install the water pump or anything else. Just hook up the Opti real quick, see if it'll fire up. If it fires up, runs for about a minute or so, I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna fill it up with, I'm gonna put the water pump on, the balancer and all that stuff. I'm gonna put coolant in it and let it rock. Goes out again, repeat the process. It's not that bad. I know some people don't want to deal with it. That's cool. Whatever. Go to a torque head setup. That's cool. Not every setup is foolproof, though. I'm gonna tell you that right now too. Every one of them have their quirks. Every one of them have their issues. I've had issues out of torque head stuff where a little Opti replacement thing is just sheared off. Like, I don't know how that happened. I didn't do it personally. This was a remote tune customer. I've had multiple customers with crank and cam sensor issues, but I think that's more along the lines of just junk parts nowadays. I think once COVID hit, I think all these companies just thought it was, God, that was a rough one. All these companies thought that it was okay to just skimp out on quality control. Like that's a lot of companies. I'm talking like cam companies, lifters, electronics companies. I've seen stuff bad out of the box, brand new expensive stuff bad out of the box, missing stuff, completely wrong items, things of that nature. So it's just kind of the car world nowadays. Just expect the unexpected with them. As far as this car goes, these are great driving cars. Like, they are so tight handling. This is kind of a rough back road right here, and it is smooth as all get out to me. This thing is just as smooth as my 2000 F-150. Yes, it's got a little bit more road noise. You can hear a little bit more out of it, but man, it's a Corvette. What do you expect? It's a sports car, and it rides really excellent. Like I said, I love these cars. Like, these are excellent cars. I've thought about it so many times getting one. I'd love to have a 6-speed one, but I've got enough toys right now, so I got a couple F-bodies and a Biscayne, so I've got my right on toys right now. Fit and finish, these cars have aged pretty well to me, especially when they've been garage kept and all that stuff. This one's all original. I don't know how many miles are on it. Let's look here. Oh, that was metric. Okay, trip. Here we go. It has 136,000 on it, and it averages 20 miles to the gallon. And this is prior to me actually tuning it, so this is just me driving it right now. I mean, obviously it's tuned right now, but 20 miles to the gallon in a, you know, a damn near 30-year-old sports car is not bad. And I guarantee this thing will flip off 13s. Like, this thing is just a hoot to drive. They're so fun. Just it kind of depends on what preference you want. If you want an auto, go ahead. They're pretty fun. Just keep the transmission cool, just like a regular 4L60E. Make sure you do your maintenance on them, and it should last a pretty good while. You know, don't go beating on it every chance you get. You know, yeah, it's gonna blow up. Or the 6-speed ones. Get a 6-speed one. Those are fun too. I've driven a couple of those, and they're a hoot to drive. All right, let's review some data. So, since this is going to be a primarily MAF only car, the VE tables on these are pretty much dialed in from the factory. They're not terrible. The MAF, however, is a little rich, a little on the rich side, but I understand. So I got a solid 31.2 minutes. Cool, works for me. Come over here to analyze, and I've already done this, so I just run an analysis on it, and I check right here, and I look and see that it's going to be red. That just means it's rich, okay? It's not, you can actually see right here, it says red cells are rich, green cells are lean. So it looks like it was 8, 9, 9, 9, and 7% rich from 6 grams a second, airflow grams a second, to about 30. So in that, you need to go into the tune and find those tables and adjust accordingly. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna open up, no, already have it open, Tuner Pro. And sometimes if I'm like really trying to dial something in, most of the time I'll just select just that entire area right there just to keep it smooth. And then I don't want to overshoot it, so I don't want to go like 7% across. I'll probably just do 5. So I'm gonna divide it 5%. So 1.05, and that's 5%. Click it, make sure it's smooth, looks pretty good. And then I know it's probably gonna follow accordingly throughout the MAF scale, but I'm not gonna do as much. I'll probably do 2% on the rest of it, and like the upper RPM stuff. So like anything that's like 90 grams a second and up, I'm probably gonna leave it alone for now since I don't have a wideband on it. This is just gonna be, I mean, it's plenty safe. I'm not gonna throw a wideband on it. They don't have a bung. I'm not gonna fight the stock O2 sensors that are in this thing. We're just not gonna do it. It's too clean of a car to like go welding on it and stuff, so I kind of know my limit with it. And then from there, I just save it. And then, knock. Yeah, you can actually analyze knock on this. Let me, I'll show you guys this. So go to the knock visualizer, and we actually don't have any knock. And I added, I don't know, 4 to 5 degrees in some spots, but at wide open throttle, we only added 2. So I went wide open throttle once just to make sure and verified it wasn't knocking or anything, and it was perfect. So it was fine. But other than that, man, it runs great. So, probably, like I said, not a lot to be done on this, which is fine. But another thing to do with EE-Hack 2, you can actually take this little scroll wheel here and kind of go through your log, and you kind of see, you know, what was what. So you can go all the way down here. So here you go, wide open throttle here. At, let's see, what did that get up to? That was one little bead pull. So we'll go back a little bit. Let's see if you can find the wide open throttle thing. Right here. I'm just looking for the TPS to go green. So, but yeah, you can scroll this entire thing right here, and you can kind of see where you were on certain things. So it looks like I was going 40 miles an hour right there. I'm just cruising. I didn't do a lot. I really just cruised it, so I didn't go flogging on it too much. So just driving it. Ooh, something sounds nasty over there. Here we go. This is where I got to like 80 miles an hour. And of course, I'm in Mexico. I'm not anywhere in the United States right now, so yeah, that's fine. Mexican police want to get a hold of me, it's fine. So you can see at wide open throttle at 5,600 RPM, we're at 210 grams a second on the math scale. You can look at your injector pulse width and stuff too. You can actually calculate how much fuel injector duty cycle you have right now, even on these OBD1 systems. There's a calculator online. I want to say it was like stealth316.com or something. You enter the RPM and the injector pulse width of it, and I believe the fuel pressure, I can't remember. It asks you what you want, like what you need to put in there. You put it in there and it'll spit out a duty cycle. So, and it's pretty accurate. So I'm not sure why there's not a duty cycle thing in here. It would be very beneficial to have one. But yeah, so say if you're adjusting wide open throttle fueling, and you're looking at your wideband, and you're like, okay, we'll just theoretically say I'm at 1230 air fuel ratio. I'm going to be at a 12.8. You're going to take this MAF grams per second. You're going to find that on your MAF scale, and you're going to adjust around there, and then just smooth it out. You know, just around that certain area. That's where you're going to be at. Not at the exact point. There's not going to be an exact point. It might be close, but just go around that, and then take out however much fuel you need to take out, and then rinse and repeat. All right, got her flashed, took a little fuel out. I added a little bit to the upper RPM just because I don't have a wideband on it, so let's see if there's any deer out today. So we're pulling up to the deer place right now. Let's see. Oh, they got it all Christmassy over here. Oh, it's like wreath stuff. Pretty nice. This place is so pretty, like during like the fall and the winter. This is awesome. Man, it's so nice out here. Usually there's a bunch of deer hanging out. That's kind of, what time is it? No, it's like 1, so they might be sleeping right now. But usually there's a ton of deer out here. Super pretty area. And you can see it's just trees that kind of hangs over the road and stuff. I got this really, really big mansion back here. I want to say Garth Brooks lived back here, but I'm not 100% sure. It just looks like something that Garth Brooks would buy. So, let me, I'll take the camera down and I'll show you. It's pretty cool. Hey, back there. It's like right here. I don't know how many acres this is. It's a lot of land, like lots of land, but it's super pretty. Gonna go, this thing's almost done. Let's go do a little pull with it, see what it does, review the data on it, see if we can have any knock. I don't think I will. I haven't changed the timing since the last one. I did make it shift a little quicker. I didn't up the pressure though. I didn't want to mess with it, so all I did was make it shift just a little quicker, and that was it. Nothing crazy. So still a very enjoyable car to drive. So we're gonna do a little pull here in a second, and then I'll do a POV right here when we do the pull, and then we'll be done with it. Now, I know the tachometer said 6,000 RPM when it was shifting. It was not. I rest assure you, it was not. The highest it got was 5,600. So, I know people freak out about RPM with these. Actually, sorry, 5,700. That's exactly what it hit. You can tell, right, y'all. That's what it hit. And it was running 34 degrees of timing right there. Perfect, 180 degree coolant temp. Shifts out of first around 41 miles an hour, hits second, takes it a second, and then it goes there and it drops down to about 3,700 RPM. So yeah, it runs really good for being a stock Corvette. I calculated the duty cycle online. It was at, let's see, I did it off of here, so it's the website for that was stealth316.com. So I put in 5,700 RPM. It asks you the injector pulse width, so I put in 14.5. That's what it was, and then you click calculate, and it brings up the duty cycle. So 69.21. So that's an easy way to calculate your duty cycle for an OBD1 setup. And I've tested it with the HP Tuner stuff. Even though it actually has a duty cycle calculator on there built in, and it's accurate. So I definitely trust it. Let's see what the duty cycle was right here. We'll just use it at 4,000 RPM. And then the pulse width was 15.98. It was at 53% duty cycle, so it is correct. So it's, I guess I was wrong on the fuel pressure thing when I said it asked you for a bunch of parameters. It only asked you for 2, so sorry. So yeah, RPM and injector pulse width, and it'll give you a roundabout injector duty cycle. So I made a little adjustment to it. I think I'm done with it. I'm gonna call the customer up, tell them it's done. This thing has been a blast to drive. I love driving these cars. It's been fun tuning a stock LT1. They're pretty powerful the way they are. They're fun. They're not a slouch. So don't let anybody tell you they're a slouch or a turd or whatever. I'm truly grateful for all the supporters, all the watch, the likes, the comments, the tags and Facebook, all that stuff, man. I really like it. Anyway, again, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hit that like and subscribe. Share it if you want to. Share it. I like sharing stuff. I'll catch you guys on the next one.